against the rest of the league. But he said, quote, "It's not about me and Mahomes. It's the Ravens versus the Chiefs." Ugh, sounds like something you'd say if you don't want it to be about you.
Oh, my
All right,
God.
Marcellus, let's talk, big dog. I'm trying to relax, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm letting my chest breathe. I ain't got no tie on. I'm sweating.
Marvin Gaye shirt on.
A little sunting.
Yes.
What's the stake, man, for Lamar Jackson against Mahomes' Chiefs?
I'm going to keep this real. I'm going to keep this personal.
Please do.
My experience is my expertise.
Yes, sir.
Nothing's at stake for Lamar Jackson versus I knew it. But I do respect my teammates, and I do respect others. And one thing I hate is a selfish person, so I'm not going to be selfish here. I'm going to talk to my teammates, and I'm going to talk to my co-host, who I know is one of these teammates that believes in voodoo, that is OCD, that has rituals, that is scared to walk down that alley. And it's like, oh, my God, here comes Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to talk to y'all. You know, right before pregame, I know Coach going to bring us up, give us some rah-rah that ain't going to work. And then I'm going to come up there and say, look, man, why y'all scared of this team? Why y'all scared of these boys? Why are y'all scared of the Chiefs? And all of y'all are not playing all of them. You're playing your matchup. I'm playing my matchup. I'm playing against the defenses. So I'm Lamar Jackson. Let's just break this down to what it really is. Why be scared of something that is not static, which is always going to be different? A team is never the same. So I don't understand when someone comes up and say, oh, we playing them again. First of all, fool, no, we not, because something is different. You know, last week, Cleveland Browns weren't playing the Chiefs of last year because there was no Frank Clark. There was no Honey Badger. And they still went out there, got that close, but lost that game. Point being, it's always change. That's the only thing that's constant, is the change. So what are you scared of? I don't understand that mindset. Now, respecting that some people do believe in that voodoo hex stuff. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk your language. Since you do believe in that and you think, oh, my God, they're our kryptonite and, oh, I don't know what to do. Here's the thing. When you go out there and you play against your one-on-one matchups and you play against the Kansas City Chiefs, do you know there's two things we have to do and we have to master? One, we got to play close to our best game. Not perfect, just close to our best game. And two, this is the thing that you got to understand. You can't give it to them, whether it's turnovers, whether it's penalties, or whether it's just not in mental toughness. Like the bully always gets beat up, but you just got to take a few walks to school and take your lumps. Lamar Jackson took his lumps. He's 0-3 right now. He may take even more lumps. I give it to you like this. My man Peyton Manning, oh, my God, did he ever take some lumps from Tom Brady? 0-6 against Tom Brady in the beginning. What happened after that? Let's just talk about after that, after you take those lumps and you start listening to me instead of voodoo experts like you. You all of a sudden win 6 of your last 11. That's more than not. You also go 3-2 against Tom Brady in the playoffs. Also 3-1 against him in AFC championship games. What? The same guy who was spooked and scared of Tom Brady and the Patriots? You don't have to be scared. But Acho, it's something at stake for those who are, like you, scared. I boxed you in a little bit, did it?
Everything is at stake in narrative form for Lamar Jackson. Y'all rock with me.
No. Narrative.
Sal, who's your college rival? Who's Columbia's college rival?
Oh, you already know. Brown. Doodoo Brown.
Who won? Okay, great. I assume y'all won most of the matchups.
All of them, I think.
While you were there, y'all won all of them?
Yeah, them and Cornell. Yeah,
beautiful.
We won them all.
You won them all.
And Yale.
There comes a point in time when you're facing a rival that you win so much you realize they're not a rival. They're your little brother.
Oh.
They're not a rival. You son them. Now, the little brother wants to scratch and claw and maintain being a rival, but the big brother no longer even respects you as a rival. They just look at you as a little brother.
Wow.
You called them Doodoo Brown.
Yeah.
That simply speaks to the aspect of, to you, they weren't a rival, deserving of respect. They were a little brother. And what is at stake for Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes this game is being fully and completely Patrick Mahomes' little brother in narrative form. Being Patrick Mahomes' son in narrative form. Y'all know the memes that are going to come out if Lamar Jackson loses this game. Some picture of Patrick Mahomes holding a face of baby Lamar Jackson. It's all going to be in narrative form.
Yeah.
We're trying to make Lamar Jackson and Mahomes a rivalry. We've been trying. But eventually, we're going to replace Lamar Jackson with the most competent foe. It might be Josh Allen. It might be Baker Mayfield. It likely will be Justin Herbert. But eventually, we are going to have to find a formidable opponent In sports, we get paid to create storylines, and we try as desperately as we can to do so across all sports. Track and field again. Justin Gatlin wins a gold medal in 2004 in the 100-meter dash. Usain Bolt wins it in 08. And all of a sudden, man, if Gatlin wasn't suspended, oh, it's going to be a rivalry. Bolt versus Gatlin. It was never a rivalry. Bolt sons Justin Gatlin every time they're on the track, except the very last time they raced in which Justin Gatlin won, and he bowed to Usain Bolt because he knew his place. He knew that Usain Bolt is the big brother on the track, and Justin Gatlin is the narrative form little brother. So what is at stake is a lot. It's the narrative form of, Lamar, you will no longer be a rival with Patrick Mahomes. You're going to be Patrick Mahomes' little brother. You're not going to be a rival to Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs are going to son you. The fans of the Chiefs probably respect the Ravens right now. Uh-oh. Every time they come in town, it's a dogfight. But eventually they're going to look up and be like, that's just the Ravens. We beat them every time. It happened when I was in college. University of Oklahoma is University of Texas's rival. But there came a point over the history of time where Texas A&M tried to be Texas's rival, but Texas was so good for a period from like 2001 to 2009 that they weren't really a rival. Maybe to them they were, but to us, they was a little brother. So the Ravens might look at the Chiefs like, oh, it's a rival. We got to knock them off. The Chiefs are going to start looking at Lamar Jackson and the Ravens very regular if Lamar Jackson don't win this game.
Okay, I can start to see something. You know me, I'm always looking for tendencies. You know, that's why we spend so much time in prep. Not only on this show, but just in the NFL. We spent so much more time in meeting rooms than we did on practice fields and playing fields. People don't understand that, right? And I used to be one of the studious types. Like, I'm looking for all the tendencies. And I've just found a tendency with you. That when you wear the unbuttoned level, them takes a fire, bro. So button up, bro. Button up. Go get your tie. Wardrobe. Hey, commercial break. Come back normal. What the hell are you on today? Okay. We gonna fight then, because you know me, I'm argumentative. Even if I'm losing, I got one more word, and I got to get that word out. Boy, you on fire right now. Let's talk about the most underrated attribute in life. Perseverance.
Yes,
Pretty
sir.
hard to spell for
Yes,
some
sir.
people too as well. But perseverance is the most underrated attribute in life, because on the other side of failure is success.
That's true. That's
now,
very
here's
true.
the problem. You don't know how many times you're going to fail before you succeed.
Bingo.
You talking about memes of Patrick Mahomes holding Lamar Jackson. How many memes have you seen of it took Walmart 7 years to open his second store after all the failures? Walt Disney went bankrupt 4 times before Disneyland was, you hear that all the time. All I'm saying is Peyton Manning heard it as well. You're 0-1 against Tom Brady. You're 0-2, 0-3. You're supposed to be the number 1 pick. That's pick 199. 0-4, 0-5, 0-6. All I want to tell you, Acho, and tell the world that's going to make these memes up was Peyton Manning was still great. Is Peyton Manning still great? Peyton Manning's top 10 all time. What are y'all talking about? So Lamar Jackson still could be all of Lamar Jackson going forward. Here's the thing. Full disclosure, we called him Doo-Doo Brown before we even played him one time. So it wasn't no son in and none of that, brother. That was just their name. And I caught something you said, like they're going to start little brothering the Ravens. They're going to start sonning the Ravens.
Sir.
Did you watch Dope B and Minister South Central while drinking the juice in the hood? Because you just did that. Like, your daddy is younger than you. Like, how you gonna little brother and son somebody? Like, what a ghetto family you got. Anyway, Acho is up here plagiarizing. Acho is up here cooking the logic like he likes to do. I'm going to give you Lamar Jackson's history. 0-3, right? That's the resume. You're going to give me his story, which is going to be something, like you said, in narrative form. That's not reality. Reality is you got to knock at the door. How many times do you knock before they open? No, you have to knock at least. That's 0-1. Knock again. 0-2. 0-3. Now, if you knock after that, you better be the police. If you ain't the police, what the hell you doing? Point being, if I'm on this team, I realize we may not be as good as the Chiefs right now, but this season is not about right now. It's about building for later, the marathon. And hopefully these guys can persevere through that marathon.
That's good. That's good, and I think you're fully correct. But let's go back to 04, 05, 03. You were in the league. I was on a video game. I fully remember it wasn't a rivalry between Brady and Manning. By the third or fourth time, we tried to make it in the way of You knew, at least I knew. I was a fan. You were a
knew it.
player, so you might not have been able to be as non-biased as I was.
Oh, let's talk.
I knew the Patriots was going to win.
Yes.
Now, you feel
Yes,
like
me too.
I knew Peyton Manning was going to go crazy. Edgerrin James was going to do his thing. Reggie Wayne was going to ball. Marvin Harrison was going to get his numbers, and he wasn't going to get tackled. Dallas Clark was going to do his thing with no gloves. I knew them dudes was going to get their numbers. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a rivalry. We tried to make it one. Peyton Manning, number 1 pick. Tom Brady picked 199. But when the game kicked off, I was like, we know the Patriots are going to win. To your credit and to your point, Peyton Manning ends up 3-2 in the playoffs. Yeah. He has that chip, that 3-2 over Tom Brady, that is. So he has that win.
Yeah.
That wasn't a rivalry early on. Now, if we're talking about can Lamar Jackson still sustain through this? Of course. Now, I would very much so argue it's hard for me to see Lamar Jackson having the longevity of a career as Peyton Manning. Because, Peyton Manning played forever.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to see that longevity. It's hard for me to see it. But, yes, Lamar Jackson can, in totality, absorb another loss. But in the interim, it's going to be, you son, big dog. Chiefs aren't. In football, respect is not given, respect is earned.
Say it.
Lamar Jackson has not earned the respect of the Chiefs. He's earned the respect of everyone else, but he hasn't earned the respect of the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't really even have reason. We done beat you 3 times. I'm tired of playing you. That's really what, this ain't a matchup.
Yeah.
If I beat you 3 times, you can't see me.
Okay, let's do this, though. I don't think that rivalries are completely built off of wins and losses. I think it's built off of interest. I think the building block of a rivalry simply is, I'm interested in you. Now, this is how it goes. Sometimes it's interesting because we are too close in locale. Sometimes it's interesting because, hey, back in the days we did this, and back in the days you guys